Hi, my name's Tad Yankowski. I'm the entomologist here at the Sophia M Sachs Butterfly House. We're recording from my lab, which is not open to the public very often, so you're going to get a little sneak peek into how we process a shipment of butterflies. Today we've got over 700 butterflies that just arrived from Costa Rica. They arrived to us in this big silver box. It's got this special wrapping on it to keep it insulated from the weather. And the first thing we do is open it up. The butterflies are shipped in their chrysalis stage, which is the part where they're undergoing their metamorphosis and changing from the caterpillar into the butterfly. This process takes anywhere from 1 to 3 weeks, occasionally a lot longer. But they average around 10 days for their complete metamorphosis to happen, which is really convenient because it allows them to have plenty of travel time to get here safely from Costa Rica. They ship them in the chrysalis stage, not as adult butterflies or caterpillars. One reason being that they don't need to feed during this time, and they're also the most protected they are at any life stage. So if they get a little bit of jostling or bumped around a little bit during shipment, it won't hurt them at all. And inside are 4 different boxes that have protective hard shells to protect them a little bit more from the transit. Inside these 4 boxes are 19 different species of butterflies, 736 total. So as we open up the top one, we will see that it has a thick layer of cotton protecting the chrysalids. And as we peel these back, these butterflies came from El Bosque Nuevo Butterfly Farm in Costa Rica. They do an amazing job of packaging and protecting the chrysalids as they're shipped to us. They're a non-profit butterfly farming organization. All of the money that they raise from the sales of their butterfly pupa to us go to their rainforest funds to protect and reforest sections of the rainforest down there. This shipment, this particular box has most of the 19 species are accounted for in here. Some are very metallic and shiny. Others are very camouflaged and cryptic so that they blend in on the plant. The shiny metallic ones are often distasteful or toxic if eaten. So this is a warning sign to predators that might be interested in snacking on this to say, hey, I'm going to taste really bad or make you sick if you eat me. You better leave me alone. Whereas this one might be palatable to predators, but once it's on bark or hidden in a branch of a tree, it blends in so well that predators are going to have a very hard time finding it. We are a USDA federal quarantine facility, and so part of this process is required that we have to inspect each and every chrysalis. We look at the abdomen area for signs of distress or disease, and by simply flexing it back and forth you can look for problems and warning signs. The butterflies that we have here look very similar, but are actually 2 different species. They're closely related, but we need to be able to tell them apart and keep them separate from each other for our record keeping. So we use color-coded pinning blocks to pin the butterflies. We pin the chrysalis using silk that's attached to them so it doesn't harm them at all. We pin them to these color-coded blocks. Yellow is for Costa Rica. We also for instance, import directly from Ecuador, which gets put on these blue boards, as well as Indonesia, the Philippines, and occasionally we get stuff from Africa or even Australia on rare occasions. Today, everything's from Costa Rica, so we'll be going on these yellow blocks. Butterflies naturally produce a small amount of silk. It's sort of what they use to attach themselves or glue themselves to the plant or object that they are forming their chrysalis on so that they don't fall off if the wind comes along or if it gets rained on. And the silk is very strong, but it's not alive, and so you can grab a hold of it or put pins through it and it doesn't harm the animal at all. Occasionally, if there is not ample silk, our suppliers will actually glue them to a small piece of foam and then we can pin directly to the foam. We use special entomology pins that can handle the high humidity that these animals require to emerge properly. And simple as that, we pin them up and they'll hang on these boards until they emerge. We fit anywhere from 10 to 12 butterflies on each board, and our emergence case can handle over 1,000 butterflies at a time, which is good because we got 700 plus today, and we'll probably get 300 or 400 tomorrow. So come tomorrow afternoon, our emergence case will be packed with butterflies ready to come out of their chrysalis. These particular chrysalids are not likely to damage each other, but we still give them about a 1 length of the chrysalis distance apart so that they can't accidentally touch each other. Some chrysalids actually have sharp spikes or spines on them that if we put them too close together, they run a chance of accidentally damaging each other. So we keep them nice and separated. That also gives the adult butterflies, when they come out of the chrysalis, plenty of room to be able to inflate their wings without bumping into each other or accidentally knocking each other off. They're all nice and soundly attached. We'll put them up here just for a moment to hold on to them, and then shortly after we're going to move them to our emergence case. So after we have pinned all of the butterflies onto the boards, we bring them over to our emergence case, and we have these rods spread at different heights so that we can have different size butterflies. The larger butterflies, like the blue morphos, we place towards the front so they have a little bit of extra room for their larger wings to inflate as they hang, like this one right here that emerged earlier today. Its wings are still drying out and increasing in size. Whereas smaller butterflies, like these long-winged butterflies, we place in the front row because they don't need quite as much height to emerge. So after about anywhere from 2 to 10 days of hanging in our emergence case, the metamorphosis process will be completed and the butterfly will be ready to come out of the chrysalis. The chrysalis opens up. It's a very fast process. The butterfly sort of falls out of the chrysalis and hangs on as it falls out. Will hang upside down for anywhere from 1 to 2 hours as its wings dry and harden. Afterwards, they let go of the chrysalis and fall down to the bottom of the case. That signifies to us that they're ready to start flying, and so we round them up and put them in this transfer cage and put them out into the conservatory and let them go. We pick them up very delicately using 2 fingers like so. It's the safest way of handling a butterfly. And then we put them all in here. Every day we release anywhere from 50 to 200 butterflies, with 100 butterflies a day being our average. And now we've got a case full of butterflies ready to be released into our conservatory. Well, thanks for visiting us again here in the lab. I hope you enjoyed this little sneak peek of what we do behind the scenes at the Sophia M Sachs Butterfly House. My name is Tad Yankowski. I'm the entomologist here. And if you ever come and visit us again, I hope you stop and say hi.